Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a DIY for some faux candy apples. One of my subscribers asked me could I show a tutorial on how I made my faux candy apples. Now this was from my Halloween home tour, and I wanted to go ahead and show you the two different ones and how you make these. So I have the Halloween ones here that I have done, and these are done all somewhat different, and I'll show you how to do those. And then I also have my ones that I did for the fall with the acrylic paint and the faux nuts on the bottom. So as you see, there are the fall ones there that I made. And then here are the ones that I made for Halloween. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how I did these. Let's start with the Halloween ones first. Let me go ahead and grab my paper here, and I have a couple of bowls. I picked up from the at-home store this package here of the green, and then I also picked up this red as well. I would normally get the faux apples from Dollar Tree. I checked one of my stores and they did not have them, and I know it's hit or miss. I also want to say that I mentioned in my Dollar Tree haul, which also includes the at-home store and Hobby Lobby, that I was going to do this video after that one, but I've instead decided that I'm going to go ahead and release this video first so I can go ahead and get it out to you guys. So that way, if you're interested in making these, that you can go ahead and get the supplies. I'm not sure if I'll edit that out, but in the haul, but I just want to let you know I'm going to go ahead and do this video first. So both of these were $5.99, and again, this is from the at-home store. And so you'll need your faux apples, and then I also have my acrylic paint. Now, I went to Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby to look for it's by DecoArt, and I'll put it in the description as well. It's DecoArt patent leather. That's what I made and used with these. Now I love that because at the bottom, if you'll notice, it does puddle up. Sorry, I have a black shirt on, so let's see if we can find another one. That one's not as well. But you may see a little bit of it puddles up at the bottom. This one's the best. You see how that one does there? So I really liked using that, and it worked really well. The problem is when I went to my Hobby Lobby, they were out of that one. So instead, I purchased the Anita's Glossy Black. So that's the one that I picked up instead. So we're going to try this one. We're going to see how this works. I hope it'll work almost as well. We're just probably not going to have the puddling up at the bottom like those do. So if you're able to find the patent leather one, purchase that one. I just couldn't find it in my store. And then the paint color that I'm using for the fall ones, it is the color Caramel, and it's again by the Anita's. And this Anita's brand is at Hobby Lobby. Then also, you're going to need some paint brushes. And I have two different styles for the sticks. Now for these, if you'll see, I used popsicle sticks, which I have a container of them here. Or you can use the wooden dowels by Dollar Tree, and you get 12 in a pack. So we'll be using one or the other of those. And then lastly, for your faux nuts, I purchased this big bag, and it only comes in one size, y'all, so I'm so sorry. But it is the corncob bedding. I purchased it from Walmart, and I figured that I could just go ahead and use this for other projects, or I do have a bird, so it does show on here that you can use it for your parakeets, or, you know, if you have other critters or stuff, you can use it for bedding. But it worked great for the faux nuts. And the bag wasn't very much. I want to say it was like $3 and something. I've had this bag for about a good year now, so they may have changed the look of the bag, but this is what I found, and it worked great. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so for the Halloween ones, this is the two different ways that I did it. Now, for the first one that I did, I actually took a paintbrush, which I'll show you, and I started at the top and I went around, I would guess to say about 3/4 of the way up, and I let the paint drip all the way down. I did kind of move it down a little bit with the paintbrush, and so that's what I have this one looking like. And then this one, I actually dripped it down. So as you see, so there's two different methods there. I'm going to show you both of those. So, you know, you may prefer one or the other or both. I like both of the different looks. And I did the same thing with the green there as well. And then this one is the same way where it's all solid there. So I have my paint here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's see, I'm going to grab, let's go with the red first. So we will go ahead and let's start with the one that is painted like 3/4 the way up. We'll start with that one first. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little paint on here. And I'm going to start dragging it down. See? So I'm going to drag it down. Just like that. And we're going to go all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to the stem. We are eventually going to take the stem off. But as of right now, I'm just going to go ahead and use it so I can hold on to the apple here. So I'm going to go all the way around here. And I'm not going to worry too much about the bottom. You're not going to see that anyway. So let's go ahead and go all the way around. I'm bringing mine up just a little bit more. And with this being a glossy paint, it should dry real shiny. So you see there? All right, so I'm going to set this one down. And then for the larger apple, I'm going to, so I'll set that there. I'm going to just run the paint down. So I'm just going to take it, I'm going to squirt off some here, and then I'm just going to let it run down. Can you see it there? And it's okay, that's the reason why I have my bowl here, so it will run down in there. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to go over and I'm going to do it just like that. Let me hold my stem. Just like that. Can you see? Okay. Okay, let's see. I was trying to look back at my other one here. Oh, I tell you what. Let me sit this down in here, and then we'll go ahead and run some along the top. And then I'll go ahead and start dragging some down. Let me bring this paper over with it so you can see it just a little bit better. And I'll bring some down a little bit so that it fills in nicely. There we go. I think that turned out looking nice. All right, so there's the two different ones there. And then we will do the same with, no, these will be my fall ones. I'm sorry. We'll do the same thing with the green ones. So this time I think I'll run it around the top first, and then I'll run it down. I don't think it really matters in either way. All right, let me grab my stem. Just let it drip on down. Let me grab some of this paint here. Okay, let me get a little bit more here to run down the side. Here we go. Oh yeah, I think that looks really good. Okay, let me sit this one down to dry. And then we will do this other apple here. I'm gonna wipe my hands off real quick. Drag this down like we did with the red. And I really like this on my Halloween display. I think that it looks real nice with all my Halloween decor that I have out. And the fall ones that we'll be doing here in just a minute, I don't only use them for fall. I use them for other holidays as well, depending upon whatever the holiday is. If it's Valentine's Day, then I make a lot of faux desserts as well for Valentine's Day. And I will bring out the red apples, well not my fall red ones. I'll bring those out and put those in my displays as well. We'll let them sit here and try and dry, and then we'll be done with these. All right, so that's what that one looks like there. And like I said, you don't have to do the whole bottom. You're not gonna see it. If you have it like on a little plate or tray or something. They're even real cute on these Dollar Tree silver platters here. Those are over in the section that they have all the like the aluminum disposable platters and things like that over there. So I love these because I think they look so cute on there. All right, so I like the way that these turned out. I'm gonna let them sit here and dry. Let me clean this off. All right, let's go ahead and work on our other ones that I made for fall. And like I said, I would not use these just for fall. You can use them other times of the year as well. So I put a little paint down in here, and I'm gonna do the same concept as what I did with the apples, like right here. So I am going to go ahead and grab my apple, and I'm gonna run my paint just like this, about 3/4 the way. I'm gonna pat it all on there good, so it's nice and thick. I'm going to go all the way around the apple. Then once these sit for just a little bit, then we will put our corncob bedding on there for our faux nuts. So let me go ahead and paint these, and then I'll come back and then I'll show you what they look like completed. All right, here we have our red apples that I've started painting here as well. And that's what I like about leaving this stick in here, because it helps you to be able to still move your apple around as you're painting. That's what that one looks like. And then we'll do our little one here. And there is the little one. Let me move this to the side, and then that way you can see all the apples here. Let's move this back. There we go. You can see those a little bit better now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our corncob bedding faux nuts. All right, so I'm gonna move them back up here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a good handful of this. I'm gonna put it in my bowl. And it's crazy how it looks almost just like nuts. I don't know if you can tell greatly, but it looks so much like chopped nuts. So while this is still wet, I'm gonna go ahead and start sprinkling them on there. And then that way it adheres to the paint. You could also take it and drag it through like this. All right, there's some areas that's still not sticking, so I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more paint. Oops. They're going everywhere, you guys. And then once it starts to dry, it will adhere to the paint. Look how cute that is though. Isn't that just so cute? I'll set this one down. And then we'll go ahead with our next one. And it's okay if by some chance it doesn't get in every little spot, like you saw that I just added a little bit more paint, and then you can still just continue to sprinkle more on. So it's perfectly fine. You can still add more to it. Okay, so see I have some patches here that's missing some, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more there. Now I didn't wait for this to dry and add a second layer of paint. I mean, you can. That way it could be a little bit more thicker and have a little bit more color to it, but I think it looks just fine. Put that one there. I'll shake it off a little bit just to make sure and see if, see what adhered. I have a little bit sticking to my paintbrush, but that's okay though. Are y'all getting any good fall weather? You have to let me know how your fall weather has been recently. Here in Georgia, our weather has been between the 70s and 80s. The humidity is not too bad, so that's been nice because normally in the summertime our humidity is way up. But it's been quite pleasant and everything that you can walk outside, still wear shorts, but be comfortable. So you have to let me know how your area is. I'm curious to know. I'm sure y'all are from different parts of the country, so I'd be curious to see how y'all's weather is as well this time of year. So if you leave me a comment, let me know. A little more, bit more here. All right. So see, I'm just going in and just adding a little bit more paint so I can get some more to it here. Like I said, I could have waited for it to dry and then add another coat, but it's okay though. Y'all, I'm getting this stuff everywhere. Okay, so then that's what that one looks like. I think these turned out real cute. I'm happy with them. Let me clean up my mess here. You see how easy that was? It wasn't very difficult at all. Like I said, I did have to improvise with my paint choice for the black just because the fact that my store didn't have the patent leather. I would have loved that instead. I do see it puddling at the bottom, but I don't know how it's going to be once it dries. Because with the other, it was like leather-like, you know, with the fact that it adheres differently. So it, you know, we'll see how these do. All right, so let me see if I can start trying to get some of these stems out of here. I'm just gonna twist them and pull them off. And they come right out, no problem. And then we'll go ahead and use I think we'll go with the popsicle sticks, just so they all look the same. And I have more of those than I do the dowels, but I think the dowels will be super cute though. All right, let's go ahead and add our stems and then we will be complete here. All right, so you can just push it in there good. It's like foam on the inside. Let me grab a knife and see if that might help a little bit. There we go, that helped. So if you have a difficult time, take a knife and place down in there, and that should help. Some of these, they weren't the easiest to push the stick down in there. Okay. I'm gonna bring this around here. You can also glue these down in there. I don't know if whether or not these will need glue or not. I may go back and do it later on, but I'm not sure if whether or not they will need it right off. Okay. They're looking good, y'all. They're looking good. All right, so we have 2 more here. I keep getting paint all over my hands. All right, let's see if I can just, and excuse my hand, y'all, because paint keeps getting on there. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna move these in so y'all can see them a little bit better. And I'm happy with the way they turned out. I think they look so good. Let's see, I'm gonna scoot them back a little bit. There we go. All right, y'all, before I close out this video and do my outro, I wanted to include this piece of footage. This is after everything is completed, and I just want to tell you exactly my opinions afterwards once they are done here, what I thought of everything. So the paint that I used was, again, it was a gloss black paint. And what I did was I went back and I did touch up certain areas. And then I also, with these ones with the black paint, once they were completely dry, then I used the gloss Mod Podge, and it worked perfectly. As a matter of fact, if you took this one here, or let's grab another green one, a green one here and this green one, I don't really see a huge difference between one or the other. The only thing that I did notice was at the bottom, the piece on the bottom was a little bit harder, but as in the look itself, I did not notice a huge difference. So I guess it's a preference. Like I said, I went with the patent leather paint originally, but couldn't find it this last time, so I went with the gloss paint and then added the Mod Podge, and it worked just fine. So, and then with these, I went back and I cleaned them up. I added some more of the fake nuts, which was the bedding. And I also want to say about the bedding, I went back and I scanned the barcode because since I did pick them up from Walmart, and the bag was $5.22. So just to give you an idea on that, like I said, I could use it for some other projects as well, or I can use it for my animals. So I thought that I would mention those things, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much. So I hope this inspires you to make your own candy apples, and it doesn't take very much to make these. As you can see, it's just your faux apples, some paint, and then if you're going to use the corncob bedding, the cost on that is not very much either. So it's very budget friendly. It's not going to cost you a lot of money. So I hope that this video helps and that you enjoyed it. If so, please give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel out. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join my YouTube family here. And also, if you have subscribed, please hit that bell so that way you don't miss any uploads. And I know that our schedules are busy, and you know, you may accidentally miss one if you haven't hit that bell. So that way they notify you and let you know that I have a new video that's been uploaded. So with all that being said, I just want to say thank y'all for watching. Bye.